your name and your mother name, I'm calling forth your higher self, right? I'm calling forth your higher self to tell me about what you want to know. This is why so far I've been preaching about self-discovery, because you could also find out about yourself the same way I am. You could call out your higher self the same way I can call out your higher self. But basically what spiritual consultation. Yay! Hello everyone. So this I'm Mogida Abisola, a spiritual coach, an intuitive expert, a self-discovery expert, and a spirit guide connector. Alright, so basically this video is a question and answer um, session. Someone will be asking me a question, some series of questions that I don't know that he has written down, which I have no idea. So please, if they are blunders, pardon me, because I'm just going to be saying. Basically, I'm just going to be saying what I think about this whole thing and what I've learned all through my spiritual journey. Those are the knowledge I'm just going to be talking about, right? So stay tuned.
Okay. The first question: describe God.
Okay, good. For me, right, what I think, I feel God is, yeah, I think is a supreme being, right? Because I know, yeah, there's something higher than what we can imagine. But I also think is within, right? Like we our own God. I don't know if that makes sense, but I just think that the supreme being is within us. Yeah, God is a supreme being. Where he is, I feel he is within us, right? I don't think there's a concept of being seated somewhere and watching over or whatever it is. But I just think he is within us. We can search him within us. We can find him within us through a personal journey, self-discovery journey. I just think God is just a supreme being. It's unexplainable. You just know there's something that is higher than us.
Okay. Next question:
Okay.
what is the meaning of life?
Mm. What's the meaning of life? Okay, that's technical questions now. Okay, what's the meaning of life? I think everyone has different meanings to life. Just like the same way everyone has different purpose in life. I think my meaning to life is different from your meaning to life, right? What life means to me is different from what life means to you. I think everyone should just find what it means to them, right? For me, life just means connecting, connecting to the physical and connecting to the spiritual, doing something meaningful here on earth, and having a lot of souls that you must have helped before leaving. Because I just think life is the earth is a place, like we're on a journey. Life is a journey. You know, we go from being a spirit to being a baby to being in a body to growing to going back and dying and becoming a spirit again, basically.
Okay. Is there such thing as rebirth?
Rebirth
Yeah.
or reincarnation.
Yeah.
Yes, there is. Because I think that in life, right? Throughout my spiritual journey, I've understood that we are here for a purpose. And so, what happens when you don't fulfill that purpose? What happens when you don't fulfill it? Probably due to circumstances. Maybe you were born in a poor background, you could not carry out your life purposes, or you didn't even, because of course of what is going on in the world, the poverty and everything, you didn't take out time to discover yourself, to discover your purpose and fulfilling this purpose. What happens? Does it mean that that purpose is just gone? Because of course, the same way you have a purpose, every other person to have a purpose, and God is not going to pick up your own purpose and add it to somebody else's purpose and say, you fulfill your own purpose, finish and fulfill this person's purpose. I don't know if you understand me, right? I just think that if you don't fulfill your purpose here, you'll be reborn, you'll come back and you'll go through it again. And that's where we have this idea of deja vu from. Like we feel like we've experienced something before because we have lived a life before. And if you continue to make a mistake that you're making in this life, right? Like as you're living, as you're here, and you don't fulfill whatever you came here to do, or the mistakes you're making mistakes and you're not correcting them, and you die, you're going to come back until you correct that mistake, until you fulfill that purpose why you were created in the first place. I think you would continue to go and continue to come back, and there would always be, for you to even identify people that are reborn or reincarnated, there would always be a mark. I've come across a lot of parents that said this is a particular daughter, that they given birth to her before. She had this particular mark. She came back, had this mark, came back again. Especially those that have stillbirths and the likes, right? So I think yes, there's reincarnation, there's rebirth.
Okay. If there's a thing known as rebirth, why do we not remember our past lives?
That's interesting. Okay, we don't. To my knowledge, right? I feel like the moment we're born, or the moment we leave this particular world, like we die, and then we're coming back, there's this veil that's placed on us. So you don't remember everything that has happened before. Of course, just imagine we remember what happened before. Imagine how the world would be in chaos. Imagine you know that you've been in this world before. I mean, a lot of people would do a lot of things. Imagine people don't even remember what they've done before. Look at what our politicians are doing. Just imagine that they know what they've done before, or they know this particular journey that they are going through. Of course, because if you're rebirth, it means that you've lived this life before. So if I've lived this life before and I remember, doesn't not mean I'm doing expo. It means that I'm still going to be, I'm going to be conscious of what I'm doing. I'm going to be, I remember this to know that, in this life when I did this, they killed me. Okay, no, I'll not pass this route. So I think that we won't remember. We shouldn't even remember the life we've lived before. So that it means that we're starting in a fresh start. So we're not supposed to we're not supposed to allow that past life hold us back, right? Even if subconsciously some people's past lives still hold them back. Like when you have phobia for things, and people, I remember my mom would say, come, did you die by heights before? Like your first life, did you die by heights? Because I have phobia for heights, right? So I mean, even if there's still, truthfully, there are things in our past that are still holding us back in this life, but imagine when we now remember a lot of things, right? It's going to be, the world will be in chaos. So I think there's a veil that is being placed on each person when they are coming back to life that doesn't make them, but we still remember fragments. That's why self-discovery is important, and that is why connecting with your higher self is really important, because you get to start getting messages and getting hints about steps to take, because of course your higher self have lived the journey before. Only your higher self understand your journey, right? So it is only your higher self that can tell you this is where you should go. That your higher self will give you information that you need at a particular time, right? Not giving you the whole information and telling you you're going to die in the next 5 years. Right? I mean, that would be stupid, right? So that's what I think, right? I think there's a veil.
Okay. How does one obtain true peace?
True peace. There's no two ways about obtaining true peace other than being at peace with yourself, right? If you're at peace with yourself, you'll be at peace with the world, because how we see the world is a reflection of how we see ourselves, right? If you think the world is chaos, it means that there's a chaos going on within us. So obtaining true peace comes from self-discovery. I cannot overemphasize self-discovery, because I feel that we are all powerful. I just feel like a lot of people don't know how powerful they are and how important they are. So
okay, how does spiritual consultation work?
That's not supposed to be a secret. That's supposed to be the prophet's secret. Okay, but let me explain how spiritual consultation works. Okay, let me explain first how seers see things. Or okay, I think people that say that they have a gift of seeing, right? I could see you and just say, be careful of this also person that you're going to meet tomorrow, or don't go on this journey, or don't do this, don't do that. Those ones are very feral, right? Those ones, I think that like I always say that everyone has spirit guides, everyone has intuition. Intuition is different from spirit guide, but we as humans have intuition, we have spirit guides, and these are people that, or these are things, not people, these are things that have connections to the divine, right? And they're also within us. So which means that if they have connection to the divine, it means that they could see what we can't see, right? It means that they could see what is divine about the other person or about herself, and then they let us know, right? I mean, I could see you and then I have an intuition that this person, there's danger in front of this person, and I just tell you, oh, please do be careful, there's danger with this there's danger in your front. And that can only happen when you trust your intuition enough, when your intuition is as strong as letting you know about things to happen, about other people, right? The same thing with spirit guides. People, some spiritual people have strong connections with their spirit guides that they could just sit and, I mean, the spirit guide could just tell them. But mostly spirit guides work for your personal self. They're there for you, not for any other person, right? So which means spirit guide might not be able to tell you about another person, but they could tell you about yourself if there's a danger in front or what you should stay away from and all of those things. But knowing about somebody else now, right, that's a bit technical. But I think I believe that everyone has their own spirits, right? They have their higher self. Everybody has a higher self. And only your higher self have the access to your life, which means your higher self has the access to your birth and to your death. So what happens between your birth and your death, your higher self knows, right? Just our human self that doesn't know what is going to happen. So it is your higher self duty to let you know when there's a danger or when there's something to happen. So when we're doing consultation as a spiritualist, right, and I ask for your name and your mother's name, which is the things that we use for spiritual consultation, right? When I ask for your name and your mother's name, I'm calling forth your higher self, right? I'm calling forth your higher self to tell me about what you want to know. This is why so far I've been preaching about self-discovery, because you could also find out about yourself the same way I am. You could call out your higher self the same way I can call out your higher self. But basically what spiritual consultation is calling out your higher self as a spiritualist that hello John Doe. John would like to know what is going to happen later, what is going to happen tomorrow, what's going to happen in the months to come, in the years to come, right? And your higher self will tell me. So problem now comes when your higher self refuses to let me know, because there's this defense mechanism that everyone's spirit try to trigger. At the moment we are finding out about you, there's a defense mechanism. Your spirit feels like, no, what are you looking for? What are you doing? Imagine that I have the whole access to you. The way people think, like, as a spiritualist now, if I just see you, I already know everything about you. I know where you're going to die. Just imagine I know where you're going to die and I tell you, hello, you're going to die so date. Right? It doesn't work that way, because I need permission as a spiritualist to be able to see things about you. So basically how it works in a nutshell is me calling forth your higher self to tell me what you want to know, right? And it's only going to tell me things that are important for you to know. Of course, your higher self could tell me a lot of things, but I, as a spiritualist, it's my job to just tell you things that you need to know, not the things that you want to know, right? So we might not give you the whole details, but we can just tell you, don't do this, and don't do that, right? Understood?